Back in the garage, got the Matrix in here today. The RX-8 is kind of moving slow right now just because of other things going on, and today on my day off is a day for the Matrix. My Matrix sounds like a tractor. The car developed a huge exhaust leak, and the flange, I'll show you here in a second, the flange actually just completely rusted out. Here is what is left of my exhaust, and that is where all of my fumes are coming out. I doubt any of it's really making it through the muffler here. So yeah, not fun. I drive an hour and 10 minutes to work each way every day, so just very droney. My ears feel like they're bleeding by the end of my drive. I'm just kidding, it's not that bad, but it is very annoying. And it doesn't help that it's coming out right underneath the car. So one of my recent videos, I did an exhaust on this thing, fully custom, 2.5s into a 3-inch. I got pretty good on the old TIG welder. I think I have plenty of gas here to do one for the Matrix, but I'm getting pretty confident on my TIG welding, and I think I can do this one pretty quick. So I got a bunch of stuff. Basically, this 2.5-inch pipe I already had. Got a nice 2.5 into, I think, a 4-inch fart can to send out the back, and then a resonator to go in the middle, and then a bunch of bends and adapter. I might need a different adapter. I didn't really do any measuring before I got the stuff. So what I'm basically gonna do is pretty much mock up the exhaust while the old one's still in. I'm gonna just kind of hold it up and make sure I get the routing right. There's so much space back in there that as long as I get it close, you know, I can kind of fake it and then just get it right once it comes out the back. You can see that there's a ton of space to run my pipe through that tunnel, a ton of space over top of the axle here, and then I can basically run that straight from where I come up over here out to the tip here. So, and then I can make a hanger, you know, as necessary. But I'm gonna get rid of this muffler, and pretty much what I'm gonna do is pretty much adapt this size, which is really only like a 1 3/4, I think, up to a 2.5. So I do need to find an adapter that can get me there. I'm gonna leave the stock resonator in, obviously the stock cats. So I'll consider this a catback. I think with that resonator, my resonator, and then the fart can, I think it'll deaden the drone enough, and it'll at least be better than it is now. I don't mind the car having a little bit louder or deeper sound than stock, but you know, this thing is modified 0 as far as performance. So there's no reason that this thing needs to be loud. Maybe someday. For now, it is still just a stock daily on some coilovers. I'm gonna try to get into it. Here we go. on my way to get some more gas. I just ran out. I got through about those 3 welds, and then I was running low from doing the RX-8 one anyways. I had the small tank that I could have used. I think it would have got me through it, but I figured the gas place is only open on weekdays, and I only get, you know, a weekday off once in a while, so I figured I better go fill it up. That way I'm prepared for the next time. I got my tank in here and going to get some gas. All right guys, so while I was out, I also picked up some extra parts for this thing. I got this reducer. This is gonna reduce my 2.5 inch pretty much down to the 1 7/8 or whatever it is on the stock exhaust. And then I am just gonna clamp that baby on there. So it's a pretty tight fit right onto the stock exhaust, so I'll slide it on there. It'll be nice and tight, and I'll use that clamp to basically clamp it together. That's going to be good enough for me. I want it to be removable down there, and I don't feel like crawling under there and welding to the stock exhaust where I cut it off, so I'm just going to do like a slip fit and use that clamp. So I got this section done. This is where that adapter will go, right here, and that'll connect to the stock exhaust. This bends here, goes over top of the axle into this V-band. I think I was kind of checking it. I don't think I would have been able to get it off if I ran this the whole way back to the fart can without a V-band over top of that axle. So I got this section tacked up, and this is the section that'll go right into that resonator and then the fart can. Basically, I think it'll be like a 45 bend right into the fart can at the tip. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this piece in there, figure out where my adapter needs to be in relation, and then also figure out my angle for the resonator and fart can. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and tack up my resonator while I'm at it. And now it's tacked up. So now I'm gonna test with this. All right guys, so I got this lined up where it needs to be. I got this tiny little pie cut cut out with the markings to line up right at the end of that resonator, and that's what will feed right into the muffler or the fart can on the end. So I'm gonna tack this all up, and then I can put the fart can exactly where it needs to be. This is the end here that goes into the stock exhaust, so I'll put a clamp right here on this section and it'll slip over it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack this up, and then fit it up one last time, and find the location for the fart can, and then weld the whole thing. What's up, YouTube? Back in the garage. It is the next day. I was up pretty late working on this thing, getting the exhaust welded up, and I walked down today and it looks like a bomb went off down here. So I need to work on getting some of that cleaned up today. I did get the exhaust pretty much done, so I'm gonna get that started up today and get it back on the ground. Yesterday I got the MR2 up here. You'll see in an upcoming video the MR2 is about to get some love and about to make its way onto the channel a little bit more, so stay tuned for that. This thing has been neglected and has been sitting for way too long. I've been lucky that I've been able to keep it stored indoors in a garage, so I'm thankful for that. But it's just been sitting way too long. I haven't been enjoying it, I haven't been working on it, and it deserves it. So that's gonna be one of the next projects on the channel, to get some cool stuff going on that. So hopefully in the next video you'll get to see what's planned for that and get a quick overview of where it sits. For the Matrix exhaust, I did get it finished. You can see I got it mounted up in here pretty good. It could sit a little bit higher, but I'm not complaining, I guess, until I start scraping it off of stuff. You can see how filthy the car is. Last night I was cleaning off a little bit. I'm gonna try to clean this thing up today, give it a wash while it's nice and sunny. But here's a better look at it. Here's that hanger that I welded on. So that thing is actually holding up pretty good, nice and tight up there. Over here, there's a resonator. And over here I actually made this mounting tab and put a rib nut up into the frame. I'm a little worried about that because it's just like a little M6 bolt, and it honestly could get pulled out if this thing's rattling around too much. I don't know how much I trust that rib nut. It was more just to help hold it up and just give it some extra support. And then down here I have my exhaust clamp on that last section. So overall it turned out pretty good. I think you can kind of see it from the back. Looks pretty good. Yeah, so I'm gonna get this thing on the ground, get it outside, and give it a wash. All right, guys, time to go see how this thing sounds driving. Too bad. It sounds decent whenever I get on it. For the most part though, a lot better than what it was, obviously, with no muffler and coming out right underneath the car. So overall it's gonna be a lot better. I think for the most part I'm pretty happy with it, and honestly it was just kind of for fun to be able to keep TIG welding and have some fun. So someday I may replace that resonator with a bigger muffler, but for now. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you're gonna do this yourself on your Matrix or Corolla or 1ZZ, whatever, I would suggest going with a little bit bigger muffler. The resonator is just a little bit too much of a drone. I don't mind it being a little bit louder than stock, but for a daily, it's probably better to be quieter than louder. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.